R.S. Batula, who's CMD of IOC, joins us on the show right now. Mr. Batula, thanks very much for taking the time out and speaking with us. First up, your initial reaction to this partial deregulation news, and how do you hope to go on with initiating price increases from here on, sir?
I would say that directionally, the decision that has been taken yesterday is a welcome decision for the industry, and we would welcome the decision because it works two ways. It gives us some flexibility in terms of fixing the diesel prices, and which works towards reducing our under recoveries and our borrowing costs. So I think in terms of our profitability, in terms of our overall health, it's a very, very welcome decision. And to my mind, for the industry and for the consumer also, it's a very welcome decision.
Okay, sir, a couple of clarifications, Mr. Batula. This is Neeraj here. Good morning. It is on your shoulders to monitor diesel prices in a phased manner. And we were of the opinion that it's a calibrated 45 paise or a 50 paise hike that companies such as yours would take. Would that be the case, or would it differ month to month, and could it also be a fortnightly increase that could come about?
What I would say, any price is a function of the movement of the international prices. It's also a function of the rupee-dollar parity, and because both these, we have seen that both these play a very important role in fixation of the fuel prices in the country, because they are either trade parity basis price fixation. So both, we'll have to watch the movement of the international prices. We'll have to keep a watch on the rupee-dollar parity, and if the things are stable, obviously we hope that there will be increased frequency, and we hope we'll be reviewing this every month. And should there be a possibility, we would again take a view, and by this small margin we would adjust the prices. So the intention is to adjust the price, as we understand, over a period of time, and if the gap could be bridged, it will be something which will be very welcome, but a call will have to be taken depending on the international price movement and rupee-dollar parity.
Right. Mr. Batula, just a few clarifications, sir. Now, right now you've hiked prices by 50 paise, but for bulk buyers, you have deregulated it completely. Can you confirm that for us?
We have increased the price of petrol by 45 paise, and since this is excluding VAT, so if we add VAT, etc., depending on what VAT is in various states, it may be a little more than 45 paise. But as far as the companies are concerned, yes, the other aspect of this is that the bulk consumer who takes supplies directly from the companies installation, or we have set up our consumer pumps in those industries, or those like railways, defense, state transport undertakings, or various bigger industries, etc. So to them, the prices now of diesel will be market determined prices, and yesterday we have increased such prices by 9.25 paise per litre. To my mind, in terms of the impact on our health, this alone on annual basis will have an impact of approximately 12,000 crore reduction in our subsidies, which will improve our cash flow, and I think to that extent this will be something good for the industry.
Oh yes, indeed. I mean, the figures say it all, Mr. Batula. Just a couple of questions on that, sir. Before we come back to your financials, just to get an understanding, who are the main customers out here? I mean, we are assuming that railways are the principal bulk buyers. But industries such as cement, telecom, etc. are also probably the ones which would constitute sales out here. This is just an off-topic query that I have for you.
No, you're right. If we look at the last year's numbers, approximately 18% of the total diesel sale in the country was on account of bulk buyers. And largely, the two major bulk buyers would be the railways and the state undertakings. And between them, they will account for, out of this, approximately 11 or 11.5 million ton for last year. They would account for 5 to 5.5, 5.6 million ton. So that's the larger component. The industry also takes it. The various, whether it is power, cement or other industries, they would also be impacted. Defense also takes the smaller quantity. So all this is approximately 18% or 11.5 million ton of the last year's volumes.
Could you give us a sense of some of your a list of actually some of your bulk buyers? While you've pointed out broadly the breakup, some names perhaps over there of who are your key bulk buyers, and also a breakup really between bulk and some of the retail names out there, retail buyers?
No, retail is all the consumers that we sell all over the country. But as far as the bulk buyers are concerned, I said the biggest bulk buyer is the railway state transport undertaking, which are spread all over the states, and the third buyer is defense. But the volume of defense are not that large, but the railways and state transport undertakings, as I said, is the largest chunk, which accounts for approximately 5 to 5.5 million ton, right, which is almost 50% of the total volume.
Okay, sir.
And then the remaining part is largely spread.
Okay. Now, I just want to come back to some numbers. I heard you say that 12,000 crores from the bulk diesel deregulation. I'm working with an assumption that you would do, a combination of fortnightly and monthly increases, and I'm assuming a hike of maybe 50 paise per month, just as a hypothetical scenario. How much does IOC's profitability improve if this is the scenario for the next 6 months? 50 paise on an average for the next 6 months.
Let's say what we have said, that by adjusting the price of 50 paise or 45 paise, the impact of this in 1 month, if you increase in the beginning of the year, I said on an annual basis, the diesel, both bulk and would be 12,000 crore for the industry. And that means approximately 1,000 crore for the 45 paisa hike. So if you are able to, let's say on an average, you are able to increase this price over a three months period by, let's say 45 paisa again every month. So that makes it, and you continue it for the over, that will make an average of maybe this 12,000 crore will go to 22,000, 23,000 crore rupees. But if you are able to do it for a longer period of time, then it will make substantial reduction.
Right. Mr. Butola, of course, while we are talking about profitability and the numbers there, how will your borrowing costs come down as we see your profitability improving on account of these hikes? What's the plan there as of now?
Just let me first clarify on the previous question which Neera asked. I said that on an annual basis, 12,000 crore is the impact of the bulk price adjustment, this 9.25 rupee which has been increased by us yesterday. And the remaining 3,000 crore approximately is on account of this 45 paisa increase. If you are talking only on account of the 45 paisa increase, etc., on a year basis, this 45 paisa works out to be 3,000 crore. It could be, the number of times you multiply and average it, it could be 6,000, it could be 9,000 crore also, depending on how often you are able to do it. As far as the profitability is concerned, the borrowing costs have a bigger role in that. Our borrowing costs have been increasing by rupees 3,000 crore every year. Last year our borrowing costs were 5,600 crore, which was 2,600 crore in 10-11, and 11-12 they were 5,600 crore. This year we are expecting over 8,000 crore. So 3,000 crore rupees increase every year is a huge chunk. 8,000 crore rupees borrowing cost of Indian Oil is a huge burden, and the oil marketing companies don't have this kind of a profitability that they can take a burden of 8,000 crore rupees on account of borrowing cost itself. If you work out on a gross margin basis, let's say the impact on the margin, etc., it will be anywhere closer to $1, maybe 75 cents per barrel, or closer to $1, slightly less. So that's a big impact given our volumes are concerned. 75 paisa or 75 cents per barrel in terms of the impact on the GRMs.
Okay, sir, I just want a re-clarification from you then. Did I understand you correctly? If you've hiked it by 45 paise on an annual basis, you save 3,000. If you hiked it by further 45 paise, that's another 3,000 crores added. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, no. What I am saying is then the number of months decrease.
Okay.
So it will be 11 months. So you have to spread over a period of 12 months. So I am saying, that's why I am saying, if on a year basis you are able to increase it, let's say the yearly increase comes to 1 rupee.
Sure, okay.
then this 3,000 crore will become almost 5,500 crore or 6,000.
Wow. Okay. So if you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm taking an 18-month period and you've increased the diesel prices by say 3 rupees, are you saying that over 12 months you would probably go to save as much as 15,000 or 18,000 crore rupees?
No, let me again correct.
Sure.
This 3,000 is 2.5 months impact. So let's say 3,000 crore, 3 months impact. And if you are able to increase it by 1 rupee, that means double of it. So the double of it will be the annual impact, maybe 5,000 crore or 5,500.
Okay. Fair call. So let's talk about what this does really. I mean, you will be more profitable here on as a result of what this has happened compared to what you were. Would you fast track your capital expenditure plans as a result of this? I mean, you have an LNG terminal. If the government removes the customs duty on LNG imports, that will be probably an added benefit as well.
No, certainly, if our cash flow improves, it will help us improve our profitability. If our profitability improves, we will have more of the internal generation. But as of now, let me also give you a sense that we have been managing our investments. We invest over 11,000-12,000 crore rupees every year on our capital expenditure, and another 3,000 to 4,000 crore our non-planned expenditure. So the annual spend of our company is in the range of 14,000-15,000. Ideally, we should have that kind of internal resources available to us, which in the past has not been the case because of the high borrowing costs, etc. But we do hope that over a period of time the situation will improve and this will release money for further investment. But as far as LNG terminal, as far as our current plans are concerned, they are going as per the schedule, and we have not let them suffer despite the cash flow problem for us.
Is there a possibility that the customs duty on LNG imports might be removed as well? I mean, there's a thrust of reforms coming in, and it will probably be a big kicker for you too.
I would not like to hedge any guess as far as the government decision. It's a domain of the government.
Right. Sir, while you are talking about your cash flows improving, and rightly so, your profitability changing with this decision, would you look at perhaps increasing your borrowing? Is there, since you've already highlighted that you would have an expansion plan in place and have put numbers out there, because now it will be easier to borrow from banks given that you have more control over how you manage your business?
We have been managing our working capital. It's a function of how much money we are able to mop up over a period of time, how much compensation we get from the government towards the subsidies, the fuel subsidy, because still they are very high. As I said, 1,60,000 crore and maybe for the current year, and maybe 3,000 crore impact we'll have. So it takes, let's say, 1,55,000 or 57,000 crore. That's still a big chunk. And we do not have, as of now, a firm program to get the cash compensation from the government, except the 30,000 crore which was sanctioned by the government in the first half year. So as of now, if I give you, we had the under recoveries of 85,000 crores in the first 6 months. Another 40,000 crore is likely to be the under recovery in the current quarter, which just got completed, and out of that we'll get some upstream discount, etc. On net basis, for the first 9 months we'll require additional sanction of 50,000 crore approximately from the government. So that's something which the government has to decide, and once we haven't got any firm schedule for that. We are hoping we get it sooner so that we have a better plan on our cash flow management.
Do you think you can get that plan in place before the closeout of this financial year?
We hope the government will do something, because that's very important that we have the clarity as far as the compensation that we have to get from the government before closure of the year, because we'll have to close our accounts, and we don't want our accounts to be closed in a situation of uncertainty.
How much cash compensation do you expect, sir?
I said the industry already had unsanctioned, because 30,000 was sanctioned, and 25,000 crore we were still expecting, which were unbridged. And for this quarter also, there will be another 25,000 crores. So the total unsanctioned component by the government in the first 9 months is approximately 50,000 crores.
Okay. We just had the management of Oil India as well, and pertinent because they have an impending share sale. If this move comes as a shot in the arm. What about IOC? I mean, do you think that now that the reforms have been in, and of course, a lot of investors would be looking at the space positively, now or probably here to 6 months from now would be a good time to probably raise some equity funds as well?
I said that, I mean, it's very positive movement as far as the financial health of Indian Oil is concerned. We expect, as I said earlier, our profitability to be improved because of the release of cash, etc. with us. And as far as our capital plans are concerned, we have tied them up, but it's a constant. Our bigger chunks, approximately 74% of our borrowings currently are on account of our working capital. It's only 25-26% which is on account of our capital expenditure, etc. As of now, whatever, like Paradeep project which is under construction, etc., we had already tied it up. You mentioned the LNG terminal in Ennore. As of now, we have an investment plan of approximately $1 billion of spend on that. We will be tying up, we'll take a call whether we need to tap the market or we can generate those kind of resources, etc. Because we are currently working on the feasibility and the other components of it. So once we are through with the pre-feed and the award of the contract, etc. Along the same time,
excuse me for just coming in, but I'm just asking you this because the reason I actually put up that question also was that you would have seen that there has been a massive price uptick in your stock. It's gone up 45%. People have turned bullish. I'm not asking you to comment on where do you think the price could reach, but purely since you are the best fundamental analyst for your company, do you think that I am sure you believe that the stocks were undervalued. Do you think that such a price move is not exaggerated and just fundamentally looking at all that's happening within the company, could there be more to it? I'm not asking for a target price on the stock, but do you believe that your company is still undervalued?
Yeah. No, certainly we would think so. And if the market is behaving in a particular manner, I would suppose that you have to read the direction. 45 paisa reform may look small or big for some, but what you have to look is the directional impact of the LPG capping of the cylinder, whether it is 6 and 9. To my mind, the notion of introducing some kind of a limit itself is a very positive reform, and the market has read it rightly because it is going to correct the industry, correct the utilization of the resources, etc. Similarly, on the diesel, the impact of this as of now may look to be small or big depending on how you look at it, but in terms of the direction that has been set, I think this is a very welcome move, and to that part, I would think that the valuation of the OMCs is certainly undervalued at the point of time, and if the market prices, etc., take place, they should have upside with them because it directly affects our financial health.
Okay, sir, just one quick question. Non-subsidized cylinder price was hiked by around 46.50. I mean, how? I mean, was there permission to do so? Because we heard Mr. Veerappa Moily saying that this was, he said that it was untouched. Can you just clarify on that?
I think I should thank you, asked a good question. Although we have increased the price of domestic non-subsidized LPG cylinder by 46 rupees 50 paisa, but if you ask me what's the impact of this going to be in this financial year, like I said 3,000, my answer would be insignificant, because nobody is going to pick up this domestic non-subsidized cylinder in the remaining 2.5 months, because they have the entitlement for additional 2 cylinders, so they are going to utilize that at the subsidized rate. So we are not going to mop up much money on account of this particular component. It may be very insignificant component, but this is based on the international price movement of the LPG, and they might come down, they might go up, etc. So that will be taken on from time to time depending on the market prices.